In today's video, I'm just going to take you through the steps of how to build a more conventional aircraft in MachUp, one with just a main wing and a couple stabilizing surfaces and then a simple fuselage. So we're going to start by adding a wing and editing its geometry. We're going to leave it there at the origin. I'll call it main center. It's best, although not required, if all your lifting surfaces or all your object names don't have spaces and are all unique. This is just to make it easier for you later to interface with them. So we'll leave it there at the center and we can edit the geometry. Let's leave it at a pretty high aspect ratio, maybe a little bit of taper, and we'll leave the airfoil data the way it is and add some flaps. We'll add some pretty big flaps. So you can see that this is the mixing. I'm just removing any elevator mixing so that when the elevator is deflected, this control surface doesn't, but I'll put in some mixing for the flaps. So now if I go ahead, you can see if I deflect the flaps maybe 45 degrees, I can see the flaps right there. Oopsies. Call this main outboard. Put some wingtips here. Maybe 5 degrees of dihedral, and let's go ahead and put the ailerons in this one. So we're going to add a control surfaces. We're going to have to make them full span for that outboard section. Oopsies, let's put this back to 0.2. That's a flap fraction. Here we go, full span. And again, make sure that they're mixed properly, so we'll put 1/4 ailerons. Perfect. And we can look at that. We're just going to look at that. There you go. You can see the ailerons are deflected there. So, all right, next let's make some stabilizing surfaces. So I'm going to go up here, add a wing. I'm going to push it back here to the back, and let's come change some geometry. I'm going to make it pretty short, maybe 1.2 or even 1.5. Put some sweep on it of maybe 10 degrees to straighten out that trailing edge. Perfect. And we'll call it H stab. Now I'm going to select the H stab and click D, or press D on my keyboard to duplicate it. And I'm going to call it V stab. For the vertical stabilizer, I'm just going to make it a right side, and I'm going to give it 90 degrees of dihedral. There it goes, it popped up. We're going to shorten it up just a little bit, and let's make sure we get the control surfaces right. So this is going to be my rudder. And let's come up here to my horizontal stabilizer. Make it full span, and it's my elevator. So we can go ahead and take a look at those if we come down here. And here. So we can see there that the elevator and rudder are deflected there. So they're all, everything's set properly. So there's the basic airplane, and but for purposes of conceptual design or explaining your configuration and so on, it's really very helpful to add a fuselage. So we're going to add a simple fuselage here, the shapes here. We're going to use a sphere. You'll notice there's some extra options with the sphere, just that we have position, but we also have rotation about the axis, and then we have some scaling. So we're going to scale this maybe extra long around there. We're going to bring this down to maybe 0.3, go a little larger. Okay, so there, that might be the fuselage. Then we can add, we'll make it a high wing or a low wing here. And then we can go ahead and add a cylinder. It's skewed because it's connected to the sphere, which has been skewed. But we don't want that, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. Now with cylinders, you notice that it has 8 sides as the default. For a boom like I'm going to use it for, I'd like more, so I'm going to make it pretty by adding 32. But one of the unique things you can do that's very helpful is maybe you could do 3 sides and you can make a triangle, or 4 sides you can make a box. So there's some things you can do with cylinders that maybe would be less intuitive. For today we're going to use 32 segments. So let's rotate it about the z-axis, and let's push it back here. Alright, there we have it. Our fixed wing UAV. It has a simple fuselage, it has nice big wings, and all the flaps to go with it. So we're going to go ahead and take a moment and color this airplane. And so that we can see the airplane a little better and it looks a little nicer, we're going to add another light. And move it around a little bit. So there you have it, your conventional aircraft built from scratch with all of the control surfaces and stabilizing surfaces, so that you can build and analyze a fixed wing configuration. Thanks for watching.